Hello everybody, and welcome back. I don't feel like talking like that. Alright, so last time we left off, we got ourselves a beautiful refueling station up around Kerbin. Kerbin. By the way, I just realized that there's a lot of mountainy stuff right around there that I didn't know existed. I always thought all the white was flat, but apparently not so much. Wonder if there's a South Pole. There is a South Pole. Nobody's ever gone there in a video. I might have to do that as a bonus video. Anyways, so far the furthest we've gotten is there, to the Mun. Boring. That's not very far. So, for mission number 1, we're gonna go to this guy. Minmus. Minmus. Okay. I guess we're gonna miss it a lot. And if you look, it is on a very tilted axis. So I'm going to have to change that. And if you guys don't remember from my orbital mechanics videos, that's by burning either north, which is up this way, or south, while you're right here. See where it intersects with our plane? We're here. This is our plane. The purple line comes down, and bam, right there. That's when we burn north or south, depending on what side of the circle we're on. And that will tilt our axis accordingly to match that of minmus. Now, the hard part about minmus is that, well, it has a very small mass, so therefore it has a very small gravity, and we have to get really close to it. But overall, it shouldn't be all too difficult. I'm just going to build a relatively small rocket, plenty of fuel, and a very small landing ship, and hopefully enough fuel to get back home, which shouldn't be really all that hard. To get back home, you only have to use, I think it's 100 meters per second delta V, which, in all honesty, is a ridiculously low amount. You can get that with RCS thrusters. So like I said, we're going to go small. Remember to plan your mission backwards. So the very, very last thing we're going to be doing is landing back here on Kerbin. Bam, that is us landing. That's it. Yay, we landed. Woo! Okay. Now, to take off from Minmus to come back, I'm going to use radial tanks. Oh, but why are you using radial? Because it saves space. Shut up. Alright. No, we're just going to go like that. That way we can get rid of the tanks once we're coming in for landing to lighten our load and all that fun crap. Yay! Fun crap. Now, we really don't need too much fuel for this. And I just got a message randomly. Has a new update come out yet? I do not believe so. I don't know why you're messaging me. Really don't. You can Google that. Jesus, people. Okay. Oops, those didn't get put on the decouplers correctly. So, bloop. There we go. We're on the decouplers correctly now. Now, this is probably enough fuel to do both landing and takeoff. So, I'm pretty much done. Right there with the landing craft minus the landing legs. So, utility. We'll just do normal landing struts. Why isn't it? There. Okay. Game wants to be a herp derp. I don't like it when games are herp derp. Put it about there. That'll work good. And I'll put a ladder on here. Just for our little excursion onto the surface. Okay. And we're going to need a couple things, of course. We all know this. We're going to need electricity. It's always nice to have electricity. And an inline stabilizer. There we go. Completed landing apparatus thingamajig. Minus the struts. Always strut up. That way things are a bit more stable while you're headed to where you're going. Alright. Now, let's move this up. Now we just gotta make a rocket that can get us out of the atmosphere. Well, actually, gotta think the mission backwards. Last step we just finished was landing, which is the landing legs and that. Okay, we landed. Congrats. Woohoo! Now, before we landed, we had to do our burn to get into the sphere of influence of minmus, which is the circle around minmus at which gravity is strong enough to capture things, aka the sphere of influence. And just because I feel like being a cheese turtle, you know, I give up on words mostly just words. I mean, they're pretty much pointless at this point because I can't speak them. Can you guys speak words? Leave a comment below if you know how to speak words, because they elude me. Elude. It's a fun word. Elude. Like that. And then pretty much the same spot on both of them. Oh! Can't do same spot. So we have to turn off that, go there, and go there. Now I'm going to turn it back. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, that's for our transfer burn to get to minmus. And if everything sounds to plan, I mean, we have a very light vehicle. Each one of these tanks weighs 2.25. So that's 4.5 plus 9 tons there, plus less than it. Okay, so we're working at 10 tons there, and the Poodle engine can do. Where's the friggin' thrust? 220, so it can do 22 tons. So yeah, that's more than enough. But now we need to get that out of the atmosphere and into orbit for transfer burn. So come over here, boop. Big ring, yay. And we go ahead and attach that orange tank. Then, probably get away with doing that one. Like that. And we lift it all up. Yay, okay. And then put some hard points on this some beach. Okay. Yes, I know, building process, boring. Yawn. I get it. I get bored with it too. I just want like a button to press and it builds me a rocket for said trips. But in reality, it doesn't work that way. And since I like to do these videos on the fly, straight off the top of my head, you guys get to deal with a lack of pre-built stuff. But that's pretty much just to prove myself as a Kerbinat. And here we go with just asparagus staging, as usual. Always asparagus stage. Always, always, always. It's the most fuel efficient and easiest to build. Well, it's not the easiest to build. I don't know why I would even say that. Alright. And struts that go from there to there. Yay. And then boop. 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 Those don't have to be exactly perfect. The amount of drag influence they have is like negligible. Negligible? Something like that. Alrighty then. So that's there, bam, bam, bam. Wham, blam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, and then we're gonna come with fuel lines from there to there. You've all seen me do asparagus staging a bajillion friggin' times by now. Get all 5 down there like that. Figure out it's that one. Okay. Boom, boom. Then we release that. Then for some reason that wants to burn with all those, which is wrong. Burn that. Then decouple it with that. And there we go. Staging is all 100% ready. So just to recap on how I built it. We're landing with these. Whatever fuel's left. Actually, We're landing on Kerbal with this parachute. Yay! Then forgot something. Oh no. We need power. And we can't go to minmus without cool things like let's check out and see if there's any atmosphere. Let's check and see if there's gravity. Let's check the temperature. There we go. That should be enough sciencey stuff. Okay, now back to where I was. Land on Kerbal. Take off from minmus. Land on minmus. Get to minmus. Alright, this is all get to minmus. And then this is to get into orbit and have fuel for getting to minmus. And yeah, that should be good. So we'll call this minmus lander. Mark 1. Yay! Mark 1 meaning it's our first attempt. And the key to Kerbal Space Program, of course, is the more minimal your rocket, the higher chance of success. It's plain and simple. You guys, you're supposed to yell at me when I forget the docking or the structural launch clamps. God, you guys suck. I think this may be way too much rocket for our little lander. Just a thought. Pretty sure it's enormous for what we're doing. Gonna waste more energy on going up and carrying the fuel than anything else. Woo! I don't have enough SAS control for all these rockets. That is beautiful. But I can handle it. I can. This ain't my first rodeo. Rodeo. Okay, I'll stop. I can't sing. Don't let me sing, guys. What's wrong with you? It's like when you let a robber steal something. What's wrong with you? You don't let that happen. Unless you are that robber. Then you let that happen. If you really need to steal money that bad, then go for it. It's all you. So you guys letting me sing again. They suck. See if I can't rotate this, so yeah. Boop. There we go. And now we're looking good. Good in the neighborhood. And we really don't have to worry about what height our apoapsis is or anything like that. We just have to make sure it's somewhere up there. Just somewhere in the sky. Up above the atmosphere. There we go, we got it. Now let's add some lateral speed just to make me happy-go-lucky. Yay! Ugh. Yes, I know, I'm odd. It happens. Leave me alone. Trying to decide on how much lateral speed I want. Well, I suppose that's enough. Excuse me. Keep coughing in your faces. Alright. You've all seen this a bajillion times. Just going into space. And getting an orbit of some sort. Literally, you've seen this a bajillion times. If you can't do it by now, you may want to go back to video 1. Just saying. If you can't get into an orbit by now, go back to video 1 and I'll do my best to help you from video 1. Okay. Now, minmus. Set as target. Not worried about the ascending and descending node yet. But as you can see, it says we're off by 5.4 degrees. That would be that tilt. And see where it puts them? It says, hey, this part of your orbit, do the north-south burn to blah. Get it. Cool. Alright, so add a maneuver. Easy peasy. And we bring it out. Whoa. Okay, yeah. That's doing what I told it to do. I thought it did something weird. Okay, here we go. Now we gotta figure out, he's at 46,400. Our apoapsis is beyond that. Still a little beyond that. There we go. So we're out to the right distance. Alright. Now we just gotta burn at a time that will get us something. For some reason, it's throwing everything off. Why is it that me burning there shoots me off? Huh. Nope, wait. Oh, I saw something. Saw some sort of intercept. Wasn't that way. Aha, look at that. Now we can play with it and see about getting closer. It says here the target's going to be there when we are there. So if we go out a little bit further, target there, us there, So let's burn that way. Ooh. This is literally just us playing with a maneuver node. There we go. That is an intercept for us. Now, it looks like we're also going to have to burn south. But that's going to screw up everything, so I'm okay with us coming in like that. Normally what you would do is right here in the orbit, we would burn, that would be a south burn to bring down this side. That way we're on the same plane, but we got an intercept without it. But as you can see, our intercept is only for a short moment. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's definitely something we can work with. So now I'm going to turn the ship very slowly and find the blue marker, and then time warp for the 23 minutes it will take for us to get to the blue marker. And yeah. Okay, the purple's the target. We don't want that. I'm looking for the blue. Looking for the blue. There's the blue. And here's a trick. Use time warp to stop rotating. Ha 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 ha. I know, I'm evil. And right there. Alright, now we gotta wait. So it's only gonna take 27 minutes to burn. I believe it. Definitely believe it. We have a really large rocket. Alright. Now it looks like the key to doing this burn, I just kind of realized this. Oh, we got a mun encounter too. Ain't that lovely? Well, shoot. That may or may not screw up everything. Ugh. That really might screw up everything. Crap on a giant stick. Or, wait, nope. That's a mun encounter on the way back through. Okay. Whew. Almost screwed everything up. Okay, just burning here a little bit, just to get some of that out of the way. Now, half of 13 is 7, so in T minus 7, or 3. Stupid friggin' time warp. It always screws me up. Okay. This is the part where we want to burn. Oh. Well, luckily for us, we have a whole nother stage dedicated just for this part. Which, as you can see, is way too much for what we're doing. But that is okay. There we go. 30... 4... 3... 2... And... ooh... Got it. We should be doing exactly what I planned on. Ugh. Now I gotta adjust. Because the burn wasn't perfect. And it's okay. Gonna add a maneuver here. If we slow down. Closest approach, closest approach. If we slow down, ooh. Enough. Aha! There we go. Got an intercept again. So, we line up on the blue again. Once we find the blue. Not finding the blue. There it is. Now this burn's going to be a day and 2 hours and 44 minutes alone. Alone. Wow. Words again. Alright. But pretty much that's why this game has time warp. Nobody's going to let their game run for a day while a small craft goes out to a moon. Okay, it's only going to be... Whoa, I missed it. I missed it. Good. I'm just doing this manually from here pretty much. Just until I see an intersect. Ooh. That's a messy intercept. But I can always point south, I believe. Like this. And draw us in closer. I'm getting two intercepts at the same time, which is what's throwing things off. Alright. Looks like we're pretty good in descend and ascend. I think we just need to slow down more again. Stop intersecting with the moon on the way back. So annoying. Okay, bam. Minmus, right there, just like that. So now we really have to time warp because we're going slow as hell. We're only going 100 meters a second. Like, I could a bajillion times warp it. I'll promise I won't miss it from here. Alright, now if you look, we're actually going in an orbit around minmus at 238 meters a second. It's a wee bit fast for minmus, especially since our periapsis is a million meters up. But we just come out to the periapsis. And we're going to shrink that some bitch right down. Not speed it up. That's a speed up circle. We want to go like this. You should start to see a curve and everything. Hopefully. At least I'm hoping. There it goes. It's starting to curve now. You have to orbit very slowly around minmus. See, that's a 41 meter per second rotation, which is ridiculously slow. But we can shrink down the periapsis and get some speed going again. And minmus is tiny, 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 tiny. So we can get right down to about 8,000 and we will be safe. We were just traveling at 12 meters a second out there, which is ridiculous. Okay, and right there. Bring down the other side, which is not necessary at all. But I'm actually going to start landing procedure right now. Because we're right above that lake, and I want to land in that lake. So I'm going to cut it right there in the center. The lakes are the best places to land on minmus. They're very forgiving. So we go like that, turn those on, pop out the landing gear, and get ready to land. In about 6 years. It literally takes forever to do anything on minmus. Promise you all, this is not a quick process. It takes forever. This planet's super tiny. Like, there's tiny, then there's this kind of tiny. And this kind of tiny's sickening. Gravity's so low that even like minimal thrusts is gonna shoot me right back up into space. I'm just slowing down now. I'm trying to kill as much lateral velocity as possible. There we go. Okay. Getting in there. Getting in there. Now looking at my landing legs, it looks like I just barely clear my engines. So I'm going to have to land pretty slow here. There we go. Actually, my landing legs don't even touch. But we are on the surface of minmus. Let's check gravity. 0.49 meters a second. That would be like, if that was on Earth, that would be the same as dropping a car from the highest point in our atmosphere and it taking 3 years to hit the ground due to atmospheric pressures. Temperature, barely above 0, and it looks like it's dropping. Bet you if we fired the engines a little bit, that would go up. Nope, didn't go up. That's interesting. Alright. Pressure in a vacuum. Okay. Well, let's do what we came here to do. Plant a flag. Do 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 do. Look at that. Watch how high you can jump here. It'll be a while before I come back down. He jumped 10 meters straight up. And use this to cushion his landing so he doesn't fall and glitch and do stupid things. Alright, plant flag. Okay. Bam. There's our flag. minmus has no cupcakes or steaks. This place sucks. Alright, there we go. Okay, and board. Now we are ready to return back to Kerbin. The easiest way to do it is burn straight up and at 90. Just that way. Believe it or not, I just got enough vertical speed where I would escape. Like, it does not take much on this planet. Like, if you look at that. It's me, some apoapsis, and I'm out of here. Easy peasy. It literally takes nothing to get off the surface. It takes even less to leave the sphere of influence. Now, getting your periaps low enough to do really another intercept. I've gotten like 13 intercepts of the moon during this mission. There we go. We have successfully left minmus and set a trajectory for a perfect arrow braking maneuver. So, can't do that below. Man, come on. Get above. Thank you. Below 6,000. Some of those altitude friggin' things are rather annoying. Now, if you notice, we're speeding up. And we have a long ways to go before we get to the planet. So just for fun, I'm gonna throttle up just a little bit and launch those off. That way they leave me like that. Wave goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay. Track my ladder. And there's the planet. Look at those rockets. They're just gonna keep doing that for a long time. I left a lot of fuel on those. Oh, can't warp with... Yeah. Alright, let's watch our orbital speed here. 200... 300, you can see the moon orbiting as we're floating back. That's how long this trip takes. Alright, now look at this speed here. We just hit orbital velocity right there. But since we're coming in at a steep angle, that don't matter. What does matter is the fact that we're about to hit the atmosphere at almost 4,000 meters a second. And I do want to be pointed towards that way. Turn that off. Now where exactly we're going to land, I could actually make a prediction while I'm in this view. Stop making intercepts with the moon. Jesus. Okay. With arrow braking, our current velocity, we're going to land roughly... Ooh, it's hard to tell. Probably here, south of the mountains. South of the crazy big crater. It's hard to tell, though. Because we have a lot of atmosphere to burn through before we're slow enough. Okay. Now we're really slowing down now. This is our landing zone, as predicted by the game. And it looks like it's going to be south of these mountains, just like I said. Oh yeah. What's our altitude? 22? 20? We're still on fire, I bet you. Yeah. Now with the mountains and everything, this could be bad. This could be actually very bad because I still have a lot of velocity I need to cut out before really anything. And well, there's mountains preventing a really good, easy velocity killer. But I'm going to do my best to do it. So here we go. Wait until we're slow enough to deploy half flaccid. Yes, half flaccid parachute. I said that on the internet. Sue me. Don't sue me. I don't have any money. There we go. Now we're going slow. Now hopefully I don't screw this up with time warp and everything. Looks like it's actually going to deploy relatively soon. Oh yeah. Especially since that mountain is about the same height we are. Which is ridiculous. That means that mountain's 4,500 meters above the surface of the sea. Or ocean. Whatever you want to call it. sea level is actually just average water level across the entire planet. So if you have like lakes and stuff like that up on top of mountains, it actually throws off the average a little bit. I mean, there's not enough surface area of said lakes to really matter and do anything, but it does get calculated in. So it looks like we're gonna land about 2,300 off the surface of the oceans. That ain't bad. Well, anyways, come back here to map view. What you do, as a recap, build your rocket backwards. Remember, what we just did was the first thing you build. The next thing from there is how am I going to get from minmus back to Kerbal. And then before that, it's landing on minmus. And before that, you build the get to minmus part, which we had more than enough fuel for. And then before that, you do the get into orbit stage. So that's how you build it. And what you do is you get into the circular orbit, create a maneuver node, bring it with a maneuver node, drag the yellow prograde marker so that it extends your orbit so it's about the same altitude as minmus. And then you just drag it around in a circle and adjust it until you find an intercept, ignoring all the mun intercepts, because apparently it's really easy to get an intercept of the mun. And once you get an intercept, time warp out to it, it'll switch over to show you that the blue line with the periapsis. Wait until periapsis, burn down as slow as possible. Remember, minmus has a low gravity, so you're gonna have to be going slow. Shrink down your orbit once you're at minmus, so it's pretty much in the same scale as this. Well, probably not even that. Like, get really close. And then once you want to make a landing on a lake, burn retrograde so that your orbital line comes in and touches the center of the lake because the planet's rotating and you're also still moving and adjusting all by a couple fractions of a meters a second. So then once you get that, you go ahead and let yourself drift down pretty close. The lake is at 0 meters, so it's really easy. You don't have to predict with a shadow or anything like that. And you just burn slower and slower and slower. And right before you land, you should be going about 2 to 3 meters, maybe 5 meters a second. And you do that just pulsing your engines, that sort of thing. Alright, next time we are going to go to our first planet outside of our own little system here. Yes, we are picking one of those. Look at all that solar system, and you thought it took a long time just to go to that guy. Well, I hate to tell you, but the distance between there and there is only 46 million kilometers, or 46 million meters. That guy, by himself, is 21 billion meters from Kerbal. Or Kerbin. We are 13 billion. So 13, 21. That means we're going to be going to something that's 9 billion kilometers away. It's going to be a fun trip, I promise. But we will get there. Duna is a pretty interesting planet. A lot like Mars. And we might even land on it. Alright, until then, you guys have fun with your new minmus rockets.